They shouldn't let you post at all, bro.
Why?
Look, have you read your fucking post, bro?
Yeah, it's a lot of funny things mixed with insightful and very intelligent quotes that people be like, I could live by that. That quote right there saved my day.
Like what?
See,
A dead raccoon means don't go down that street? What the fuck? What insightful quotes do you have?
Comparison is the thief of joy is one.
What did you say?
Comparison is the thief of joy. See, look at you, man. That was so beautiful. It blew your mind and made you speechless, bro.
No,
speechless.
it makes it. It's like coming out of your mouth. It just sounds stupid.
Why? Because I'm white? You racist prick.
With it. That's why I'm mad with it. With it. With it. That's why I'm mad with it. Straight out the trap with it. Whatever you want, whatever you need, it's on tab. Get it. That's why I'm mad with it. That's why I'm mad with it. That's where I'm at. Okay, you chasing clout? Oh no way, shit turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's I'm gonna Get in Trouble podcast with your boy Eddie Liles and Terrance G is in the building.
Yeet, skeet, skeet.
And then I think Lloyd Lee is still at fucking work on our hunt, huh?
I give up.
I don't know. That motherfucker snuck in on the last one, like at the end.
Yeah, like at the very end, and it was kind of like that. It was kind of like that. Hey, I came to this party just to say that I came, even though I really didn't want to hang out with anybody here.
Yeah, it's one of those. That's exactly how I felt though.
You can't hold it against me anymore because I showed up. Remember, you saw me. You made contact.
You saw me, baby. You saw me, baby.
Like, damn it, Lloyd.
Yo, it is episode 100, people. We finally fucking made it out this bitch, son.
100.
We out here rolling, bro. We out here fucking we out here rolling, bro.
I didn't realize I've been on that many episodes, man. Like I've kind of looked back. I've been on a pretty decent chunk of this shit, man. And I'm like, damn,
you're like 50 in. You're like 50 episodes in.
I didn't realize I was that many in. I feel like I'm still, I don't know, catching my groove, getting new, whatever.
It's still a newbie. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, DC is fucking opening back up. That is the best news that we have heard so far. Except they opened up right away.
Yeah, it was like they clearly didn't watch Tropic Thunder, man, because they decided they were like, oh, restriction. Bam, let's go full retard. Like,
yeah, no restriction. No restriction, though. So, am I complaining? No. Am I scared? Yes. Do I want to complain because I'm scared? Fuck yeah. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
What I find funniest about it is when Biden made the whole tweet of, it's that simple. Get your vaccination or keep wearing your mask. And it's like, bro, you realize that there are people out here that literally will do the opposite of what you say just because you're you.
Yo, I'm so mad that I was sitting over here feeling like crap because I took the vaccine and there was fucking cards out there for $25 fucking dollars. I could have just got a card. I just got a card and called it a day, bro.
What shot did you get, if you don't mind me asking?
I got Moderna.
Okay.
And like, in all honesty, I was fine. The part that fucked me up was I was just tired the whole time, bro.
Yeah.
I was extremely tired the entire fucking
I got shot number 1 today, Pfizer, and I am tired right now.
Yeah, like if you drink water, you fine.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, so I like to usually, like when I get a shot, like especially around the flu time, anything like that, when I get a shot, I like to do it and then go work out. If I'm not feeling like shit, I like to work out. So that way I can work out the soreness too, so my arm ain't all messed up. So I was like, yeah, let me do that today. So I did it. It was great. No issues. I was feeling fine. And then I like halfway through dinner, still cooking it. And then I was just like, whew, not only am I tired, I feel lightheaded. Like, what the shit?
That's, I mean, like when I got mine, it's like, it was like, I got mine on Saturday. I went right to work. I was fine. Then by the end of work, I started like getting super, super tired. Like it was just like everything was slowing down. Like my body just wouldn't react fast enough. And then Sunday, I was just I was on the couch. I couldn't move. Like it was that bad.
That's
It was that
it's
bad.
good though that you at least had the weekend to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. No, I was at work. I was at work the whole weekend.
ooh, yeah, that sucks.
So
man.
I had a situation at work, so I had to go to work while I was on the fucking. You know what I'm saying?
I got to work after my second one. I'm nervous about that.
Oh yeah, that was my second one. The first one, I went to work and the next day I was fine.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
my lady got hers a week and a half ago, and this is about what she had. She said she just felt tired like the first night. So I imagine I'll be fine tomorrow. It's gonna be the second one that I'm like, oh damn it, man, shit, I gotta work.
But nah, with all the tests, with all the vaccines going out, so DC decided this would be a great opportunity just to, everybody make their money back. Go back, open the floodgates. And so the floodgates opened on my fucking phone. That's what fucking happened. The floodgates on my phone was like, hey, bro, so what we doing?
We're backstage, just for everybody that doesn't know. We're backstage, not going live, and Eddie's phone is already just going off. He's on the phone as soon as I get on. He gets off, it immediately starts ringing, and then it does it all over again. I'm like, wow, Eddie's got friends. Wow.
Shut up. Nah, I mean, so the shows are coming back. So, ladies and gentlemen, we already told you about June 3rd. You know what I mean? For the
Arlington Draft House.
Show. Arlington Draft House. And now it's wide open. So let's get it. And then right afterwards, DC Comedy Festival is coming back. So we already starting to set the dates for DC Comedy Festival. But then I get a call and they're like, hey man, so Best of the Fest, can we get that before the DC Comedy Festival? I'm like, I mean, I guess. So now it's like, Best of the Fest, Union Stage. It looks like the running dates right now looks like 4th of July weekend. $20 tickets. Yeah, and that's where I get scared.
Yeah.
What? So I got so right now what's coming back, right? So
wait. Before no. Wait. Let's yeah. You're telling me you want to set up a show 4th of July weekend of all weekends, let alone 4th of July weekend after we open up from a pandemic?
So I don't do holidays. I don't do holidays at all. I
think you should stick to your original rule right now, buddy. I think that's a smart decision business-wise, because we're about to open back up. And like I said, like people are about to go ape shit.
Right.
Ape shit. I don't know that you want to do a showcase on that holiday weekend.
4th of July weekend? It's Friday, Saturday show.
That's not a knock on your promotional skills either. I mean, they do suck. But no, I can't imagine motherfuckers are going to want to go be locked up again at night when everybody's going to be out setting off fireworks, barbecuing.
Nah, so the 4th of July this year falls on a Sunday.
That don't matter.
Hold on. I don't do Sunday shows. That I'll never take back. I don't do Sunday shows. So it's Friday, Saturday, the day before 4th of July.
You're still going to be competing with fireworks shows. Good luck find ribs or brisket or chicken or turkey legs or
people
something
be out.
that whole damn weekend.
People be out.
And out. They're going to look at me like.
But so and this is honest to God true. We thinking about setting it up as like the 4th of July weekend. I mean, the 4th of July blast, the DC Comedy Festival 4th of July blast.
I think the only way you could do it is if you did it like a cookout as well. So you did I think that'd be one of the few times where outdoor comedy would work.
And I don't like. I'm gonna be honest. I wish I could do outdoor. It's not gonna be outdoor. It's at the DC Union Stage, which is on the wharf.
Right.
So we're at the wharf doing 4th of July weekend when most people are already down at the wharf. So the hope is that we're catching a lot of traffic because people just want to go down to the wharf. You get what I'm saying? So and I was just talking before I got on the phone. Before we got on, what's the name about this? Like, you're the first person to say no, which scares me. When I get a whole rack of people that's like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Yeah, that's when I'm like, fuck.
I'm telling you, man, I shy away from the popular opinions. I shy away from what everybody else is going because I'm like, I thought it was a great idea, but now everybody says it is. I'm not a hater. I mean, I kind of am sometimes, but
you're a hater.
No, you know what I'm saying is true though. Because of that particular weekend being what it is for America across the board,
Right.
I have a hard time thinking. I think the only way that it'll bode better in your favor is if the weather is suspect, because that's when you can pull people off the wharf and be like, hey, want some reprieve from the rain, come on in. Then you can just go back about your business, do your thing out here in the wharf.
So
and
see,
have
like
fun.
I don't promote like street. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not
Right.
I'm not a barking type of promoter. So it's all like all pre-sales. That's one.
Right.
Two, the thing is like I love the location. If it's promoted right, it's a great location to be. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like just being honest about it. It's a great location to be if you promote it the correct way. But yes, I am scared of holidays. I don't touch holidays. I don't do Sundays. I don't do holidays. And I really don't do the summer. So I'm 2 of the 3 things that I don't do. But what us bringing back the DC Comedy Festival, because we took such a hit for the festival because of the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? The last festival was 2020.
Right.
Because we took such a fucking hit, we kind of, at this point, have to motherfucking take risks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I agree with the risk, but I don't know. I don't know that your risk is gonna be worth the return of investment for that particular show on that weekend. Because you said it's just the best of the fest, right? That's the showcase you're looking at for that.
Yeah. But we at this point we got headliners that's on TV now. You know what I'm saying? Like we got. I mean, I'm not even. We got people that were in the festivals because this is the 4th year of the festival. It's DC Comedy Festival,
Yeah.
right? Like. So we got people that are now headliners and people that are now TV and all this other stuff. So yeah, like the hope is that, you know what I'm saying, we'll actually put the promotion value of the festival to its test. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, we're gonna be going to the test. But yeah, like you said, holiday weekends, some people can pull them off really well. I know a couple promoters that's what they strive in. You know what I'm saying? Is those holiday shows. But then I know most with the promoters are like, shit, gotta get the fuck out of this.
Mac.
Yo, thanks, Mac.
100. Appreciate you for keeping it 100 on the 100.
On the 100.
So I think that's the biggest thing that you have boding in your favor is the fact that you've got heavy hitters. And I'll never knock that. And again, it's not about you. It's not about them. I'm just nervous solely from the crowd aspect because of, I mean, 4th of July is legit a month away, month and a half. So you still have a decent.
We're the 17th of May. So we got 2 months.
That's a month and a half, basically. I mean,
okay.
A month and a half is some change.
A month and 28 days. Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's still a good amount of time for promotion of the show beforehand. So that works well. You've got the talent. You've got the lineup. That's unquestionable. I just, the big X factor is how the pandemic will have shaped whether or not people are ready to go back inside when the weather is breaking after having, quote unquote, been inside for so long.
But that's the thing though, right? How many people have really been inside? Because if you was going out, you was outside the whole time.
True.
So it's like, I mean, I don't like at the end of the day, T, we don't know, bro.
No,
like,
you're right.
And like it's like the only pothole I see on the road right now is the 2 that we already brought out, right? And the 2 drinks that I don't do. Holiday weekend, and summertime.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're in the middle of summertime. Summer is June 22nd?
Only thing, man, is it's 4th of July. Whew. I mean, I'm definitely glad that one, we have somebody that's with me on this again, but I just quietly take my wins over here. That's all. I just know that I'm right.
What are y'all talking about?
It's past the middle of May, Eddie.
Oh yeah,
and July 4th is basically the beginning of July, so it's a month.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it's some new math, bro. Is that new math, bro?
That's common core math.
I didn't even think about it.
See, this is why you shouldn't be doing that goddamn show.
I know. You know, in my head, I kept saying July 4th, and I kept thinking July 14th. I swear to God. I swear to God. In my head, that's like as I do on all my promotion and stuff, I think it's something that's not there. That's just what happens.
You've already blocked it out.
Yeah. In my head, I was just like, oh no, July 14th. That's a month, 28 days, bro. What the fuck are you talking about out here, bro?
But see, that's the nerve-wracking part, man, is I'm trying to think of ways that would quell the unease on my end, right?
Right.
I'm extremely hesitant for the two things is fireworks and barbecue.
Right.
Because I understand people have been out. I understand people have been going willy-nilly and everything. But now we're talking, they've got the leeway to do so. They've got that pass to just wild the fuck out and do whatever it is they want to do. I just don't know that you would necessarily get the numbers you would aim to get with a show on that weekend.
And that's what I'm scared of too, because everybody knows I like sellouts. Like, I mean, who doesn't like sellouts?
Yeah,
you know
of course.
what I'm saying? But yeah, everybody, I want to sell out. But I also know, and so like who I was talking to earlier, I'm not gonna say their name unless they want me to. Who I was talking to earlier brought up a good point, bro. Go big or go home, and like we would be the first ones back out. Now, so I got two choices here, right? Be the first one back out, and if it succeeds, hey, we got the credit, right? The you know what I'm saying? The three guys from DC Comedy Festival and the people around it that help out the DC Comedy Festival, we all get that credit. Right? Boom. DC Comedy Festival back on the map. First one's out. We sold out 2 days. 450 seats. Bam, we back on the map, baby. You know what I'm saying? Or you take the hit, and at the end of the day, so what? Everybody knew it was a bad idea. So it's like if y'all don't want, it's like on the idea part, it's like, no, you win. If you win, you win big. Yeah. If you lose, you still win because you at least took the
that was going to be my question. So one of the things that I'm big about, it's something I do, but in general, it works well for marketing, is data analytics / looking at your ROI. My question then would be, what would be considered a failure of that show?
Less than 125 for the weekend.
So that's a question that you got to ask is, can you bring in 125? I think realistically, with a month and a half of promotion,
125 is not that bad. It's not that hard.
That's literally a drop in the bucket in a month and a half when you do promos the way that you do them, right?
Right.
So you've got plenty of time in theory.
Right.
Doing the pre-sales will help you. The problem might be is if somebody decides, oh, I don't want to be in, whatever, or just doesn't work.
Sales final, bro. I say that's
I'm with you. But
if the show happens, you get you pay for the show. I think I'm gonna be honest, right? I think all right. So 450 seats. That's what a little bit over 25%, a little bit less than 25%.
If you got 425, if you're going 450,
about 25, like 23%.
Like 115 is real, probably like 107-ish. 115, somewhere in that range would probably be realistic. If you're not break even, but that's per night, right?
No.
Oh, total?
400 for the total. Right. And we were already putting 50 people in there. We were putting 50 people in there while the pandemic was happening. Because we were with the DC, like, you know what I'm saying? We got that pass for DC before Mayor Bowser shut it all the way down. You know what I'm saying? I keep calling him.
I feel like even with my hesitation, my initial gut feeling is to say no, because I'm with you. I hate trying to do holiday and Sunday shows. I think they're the worst, most atrocious pieces of shit known to mankind, unless you're a big name, because realistically, you're just not going to get the people in. Like, I don't know how many like Sunday brunch shows I've done, Sunday evening shows. You're not competing with football. You're not competing with church. You're not competing with, Sunday fun day for some people. It's just hard.
Sunday fun day for me, baby.
After the initial, oh shit, man, that's not just a holiday weekend. It's July 4th. I'm in the camp of say, ain't nothing but 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it, go for it.
See, so for people that don't understand how I work, right? I am a debater in the sense of I listen to rationale, right? So like I always like to throw shit off of people. Yeah. But if I can convince everybody and I don't have nobody being like, nah, definitely don't fucking do that shit. Like, then that's what you see what I'm saying? That's what the scary part is, because it's like you're the guy that goes against the grain.
I need you to poke holes in my logic so I can see where my shit is at. That's how I do, whether it's fucking the social justice shit or something like this.
But I mean, that's how it always works. I always go against the grain.
Do it with the caveat that you know what you're going up against. And I think knowing what you're going up against, it just is what it is. If you can nab half of the folks that are fucking around in the wharf at that point, it's fine.
Then you win.
That's it.
Yeah. Man, but we got to do it for the fest, man.
Yeah.
We got to do it for the festival. Like, it's not even like, I think, like,
I think it's bigger than the festival.
It's me.
Bigger than the festival. I think it's
to get the festival back.
It's DC comedy right now. It's a step in the right direction to bring comedy from the district back to the forefront of what it could be, what it was pre-pandemic.
Right.
I said, fuck it, man.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Fuck it. Go for it. That's the mentality right now, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's really the mentality. It's just like, fuck it, I gotta go for it.
Yeah.
So like, I think it's gonna proceed either way. So June 2nd and June 3rd. I mean, July 2nd and 3rd. Like, we back on the map. Friday, Saturday night. Friday, Saturday. I mean, like, the people that we reaching out, like, I can't say no names yet because we haven't like solidified the joint yet. But like the people that we reached out to, it's gonna be a fucking fire show. They just got to get the people in there because like we talked about this on the podcast so many times. Like, and this is one of the things, like, especially for people that's listening to the podcast, because most people wouldn't even put out their business like this. We've been talking about fucking promoting this in almost every fucking episode.
I don't think an episode goes by where we don't at least mention it.
So it's like, but these are the things that you got to deal with in promoting. Yeah. Sometimes you do things that you don't want to do because it's like the risk is bigger than the reward. Right now, the risk is bigger than the reward. We know that with DC Comedy Festival coming back, we blew our load on promotion before the pandemic happened. Yeah. So a lot of people don't understand. Like, me, Rob, and Ivan are now pulling out of our pockets to make this shit happen.
Yeah,
because we got to bring the festival back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got to bring the festival back. So we pulling out our pockets again to, you know what I'm saying, all over again. We already lost money. Now we got to go back in the pocket, bring out some more money, and get this shit cranking. So it's like,
as the more I think about it, man, like, you can't lose on this.
Yeah, that's
because like you said, they're gonna know if it shits the bed. Everybody's gonna be like, it was 4th of July weekend. We expected it, but at least you took that step to say, hey, look, we're going back and we're going back hard.
Right.
So if nothing else, I think you at least gain favor of fellow comedians, which is never a bad thing in this business. Right. But also, I think it will at least be impressionable enough for the few that do buy in. If it were to fail that catastrophically, I don't see it going that way though.
I don't think it's gonna fail. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna fail catastrophically.
Nah.
I don't even think it's gonna fail. I just don't know about sellout.
It just probably won't be. It probably won't be the same high bar that you desire from pre-pandemic. God damn, that's a tongue twister sometimes. But
know, right?
Man, the more I think about it, dude, that's a risk that you take that pays even small dividends, but pays down the road.
And then, like I said, we're back. Like, so we're back onto. I think, Mac, you're right.
I guess Mac that's the question too.
Said, we just got to be mindful of outbreaks. And I'll say like me and Rob were talking about that. And Rob off the break was avid, like I don't know if I'm saying the right word, but he was adamant about, you know what I'm saying? We got to make this a mass event.
Yes,
because it's like, dude, like. Yeah, everybody's been getting vaccinated. Not everybody is though. And what we don't want is anybody coming in that bitch and then getting sick.
No, it's just pretty funny that
definitely gonna do the mask and still do the sanitation and still do like you know what I'm saying? Like you got to be a little bit away from each other, like sit with groups and all that good stuff.
Do it reasonable. Yeah, because 2 weeks ago, still 50% of America was like, I'm not getting my fucking vaccine, and all of a sudden, everybody's vaccinated. I was one. Like I was one. I thought. No. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that are saying they're vaccinated, walking around everywhere, but ain't really vaccinated. You know what I mean? Like you got plenty of those people that are like, yeah, I'll say I'm vaccinated just to get you off my ass about the mask. Like, that's not how this is supposed to work.
I just wanted you to listen. If they sketchy, kick them out. Mac, we can't kick anybody out that's sketchy. You know why? because you look sketchy as fuck. Have you not looked at yourself in the mirror at this point?
Man, I expect these racial connotation messages from Eddie, but not Mac. Why is Mac hitting me up today, man? Today,
What? Because you look like a no masker?
Yeah, that's a denigration on white people, and I take offense.
No, it's not.
Now, if I actually took offense to some shit,
I know a lot of white people that wear masks. You don't look like one of them.
I got a dope ass mask too. I got a Homie the Clown mask. I'm actually mad as shit about that because there's like 4 or 5 people that are like, "What's that?" Like
Homie the Clown mask.
That shit hurt me, man. Like I was like,
oh, people didn't know who Homie the Clown was.
Yeah, and I realized it's because I'm getting older. Like the people that asked were like 25 years old, so I got them by a good decade now, and I'm like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me
older? No, motherfucker, you just old, bro. You old as fuck, bro.
I'm old as you, so yeah, you old as fuck.
Nah, I ain't that old. I'm still 28, bro.
You don't look like it, man. You look like you're 42
at all, yo.
It's all that stress you're carrying in that hairline that just keps going back.
Yo, right here. That's why I be trying.
It's like even a different color. It's like even a different color now.
Yeah,
like.
I try to wear a hat all the time just for this, just to cover this bullshit up. But yeah, now fuck the. We back, ladies and gentlemen. DC Comedy Festival is back in a big way. Stay tuned. Get information.
Make sure you get your information, get your tickets. Make sure you guys are liking and following this page, sharing, telling friends too. Damn it. Like this whole thing, especially if y'all are comics. I keep promoting this shit. Damn it. I'm getting tired of people being like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go over here and look for this for entertainment. I'm going to go look to this for entertainment. Like, bitch, I'm your friend and you can't even hit up my stuff. Like, I get it. You might get sick of me, but there's other people here. So
I was looking at something.
Shit. Let's go.
I was looking at something, right? And it was like, stop fucking. And I mean, I stopped a long time ago, but it was like, well, no, I didn't stop this part. I'm sorry. Let me clarify. It was like basically stop looking for your family and your friends to be like, oh, I supported you before you were funny or before you were anything, right? And he was like, the reason why is because that happens in no business. When people come up with crazy ass ideas, right? Family members will always be like, I support you without actually literally supporting you. You get what I'm saying? Like, but then when you make it, they'll always be like, I knew he would make it. I knew he would make it. You get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta stop doing that because your family, like, they want to see you do good. And once you start doing good, they'll get something not from you, but they'll like, you know what I'm saying, show their support and like saying it. But it's like, what's so easy about a share? And this is the kick, right? Most people don't see them. And I learned that shit with Facebook, bro.
What do you mean most people don't see them?
So like, all right, so like how your Facebook algorithm always works, right? When you post, if a whole rack of people, what's up, Stephanie? If a whole rack of people, when they first see it, start liking it or start sharing it, then they'll get more traction. Yeah. But if like, right, but if when it pops up, if your friend list isn't like, oh, I was looking for that, because everybody's getting hit with so much spam, right? And so much advertisement. So when it's not a post that they like even care about, or not even that they don't care about it, but if it's not a post that's like, oh, I wanted to read that to see what was going on, then they don't push as much. You get what I'm saying? So like when we put out podcast stuff, this is my point. When we put out podcast stuff, our long podcasts, they fucking like our friends share them. Like my friends tell me shit about. I called a friend earlier today who was literally watching the podcast when I called him. It was like, oh, you must have saw I was watching your podcast. Like cause you know what I'm saying? Like, cause we got our listeners. Most of our shit comes from our listeners from the Spotify stuff. And then some people, you know what I'm saying, go back and watch the Facebook clips and so on and so forth. But like we already know, sometimes our friends just check in on us. They say something, hey, what's up, guys? Y'all good? Hope everything's well. And then they bounce out. Because everybody's doing shit. And so like with the podcast, I stopped worrying about people sharing the drink. I'm just because we've been growing without our.
I agree.
So on, you know what I'm saying?
Wholeheartedly agree. Here's where I'm
like, no, when we get there, our friends gonna be like, yo, we knew them niggas was gonna make it. We gotta be like, yeah, I knew you did.
Here's where I'm torn on that, right? I agree with you in principle, right? I even would go as far to say I sometimes think it's a little selfish of me or any comic out there to have that level of expectation, right? Because everybody's busy. to have a level of expectation that your friends and family are liking and sharing the comment, right? Or
Right.
liking, commenting, sharing, whatever, right?
Right.
However, I know somebody who recently started up a business out there in DC, and they do a lot of event planning, and Dynasty Experience, Dynasty Concepts is what they do. So big shout out to them. They're good people, local owned, black owned business. You can check them out. Good people, like really great people.
You really down for the black people. Gotcha.
I mean, it's just my friends, I guess. But so he shared a post recently that said the gist of it was, it is that deep. And long story short, the post was like, look, when you have friends or family that are trying to do these things to get themselves out of the 9 to 5 and do the extra, it takes nothing for you to do an occasional like, to do an occasional share. It's legitimately free. Now,
Right.
I backtrack that to put that in perspective of my own thing. I can count on one hand how many people I would consider friends that throughout years worth of pumping online content or doing this stuff that has ever even liked the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's the actual page, whether it's my post from the page or something. So it's really hard to not feel some type of way. And the gist of that post was like, it is that deep, especially as you start to get into the real grind of it. The newness is wore off and you're kind of fighting upstream against everything you've got to fight upstream. So that's that weird part where I'm torn, where like I kind of agree that you shouldn't have that expectation, but at the same token, it costs you nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, how many of your friends have done stuff, right? And you just didn't see it.
Fair
You
enough.
know what I'm saying? Like, I have friends who like, yeah, we talk about my accomplishments on the podcast. We talk about your accomplishments on the podcast. We talk about our other friends' accomplishments on the podcast. I have friends who I know that don't know half of my accomplishments because we're not braggadocious about it. It's not like
I mean, you are, but I'm not. Yeah.
I'm really not, though. You think I am, which is what makes me laugh.
I knew it was gonna set you off. Yes.
Dude, no. I told somebody else that shit. I was like, I brought up the DC Comedy Festival. Every time I bring it up, Terrance is like, oh my God.
I like to get the reaction out of you. I enjoy, because I always pick up little gems from it anyways. But the fact that I get to poke the proverbial bear in you, it tickles my fancy so much. That's how I am.
It'll be amazed at how many of my friends have no idea what the fuck we even talking about.
So like, I struggled with that too, right? Because I know in the algorithm thing, it doesn't work in my favor. As of now, it doesn't work in our favor because we don't have that type of following specifically on social media platforms. Right. We don't upload this and immediately get 10 to 15 people liking it to share it, to be like, check this shit out, you want to see it. That works in your favor, right? We don't get that. So I understand it's likely buried, but it's still hard dealing with the humanistic side and doing the content creation, if you will, and not getting that feedback.
Yeah, I guess I just stopped. I stopped worrying about it, man. Like, I mean, I'm not saying like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you're worried about it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had to stop because it gets
taxing. It's too fucking taxing.
Very taxing, bro.
It's too tiresome over shit you can't control, man.
Right. And then you stop being like, oh, so you don't really fuck with me like that. You this, you that, like, and it's like, I don't want to go down this path.
Well, then
you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go down that path at all.
Yeah, it gets too easy when shit doesn't go right to then go back down that path. Well, it ain't going right, and nobody fucks with me, and nobody so fuck it. Why am I doing it? It's too easy, man.
Yeah, so that's why I just stay away from it. But like, I was having my mom, shout out my mama Lee.
Shout out.
Mom made a brunch. So my mom does these brunches. She cooks brunch for everybody, right? Every Sunday. Now, mind you, I'm such a great son that I didn't realize. I'm about to listen. I'm such a great son
Debatable.
that I didn't know. I didn't know she was doing these every Sunday. So me and River came down, and I thought she had just did it because me and River came down.
This is a really great treat. Right. What the fuck are you talking about?
And then come to find out, she's been doing this shit for fucking months, like literally for months. So like now I'm looking like a fucking piece of crap. Is Mama Lee?
Wait. Here's the real question: is Mama Lee pancakes or waffles?
No, pancakes. like we had blueberry pancakes yesterday, bro.
Okay.
That joint was so good, fam.
I'll give a
Not
pass.
even joking with
I mean, I prefer the waffle, but I'll give a pass when it's blueberry pancakes.
Listen, I prefer pancakes over waffles.
Nah, man,
Not
give me
gonna
a
lie to
crispy
you.
ass waffle. Like Belgian waffle with a little bit of crisp on the outside will beat out pancakes every day of the week.
You're tripping.
Every fucking
tripping.
This is a hill I will
you're
die on
tripping.
too. Belgian waffles with a little bit of
tripping.
crisp on the outside are the greatest breakfast pastry, carb sort, whatever the hell you want to call it.
I want to agree with you so bad, but I just can't. Like, it's like, okay,
It's
all
right.
right. So I'll be honest with you. So, okay, and honest to God, I have had a person who a venue who definitely made the best Belgian waffles, right? And them shits is way better. So yes, if you can find a place that can make a fucking amazing,
when it's done right, you
beat
can't
it.
beat
You
it.
can't beat it. You can't.
They're
beat it.
made
You're
the
right
little
about that.
pockets in there for syrup. It's just made for that shit. You got
But it's
so many
so
different. You can
easy
do
to
chicken
do
and waffles.
wrong.
You don't do chicken and pancakes.
It's so
That's
easy
not
to do
even
them
a
wrong.
thing. But it's
so
chicken
easy
and
to do them wrong.
waffles. It
It's
might
so easy
be.
to do them wrong.
It might be, but it's
That's all
waffles,
I'm
baby.
saying.
Crispy waffles will beat out pancakes every day. And here's the other fun fact about pancakes. They used to be called hoe cakes. That tells you everything you need to know.
What?
Yeah, they used to be called hoe cakes because you used to cook them on hoes, the garden hose, like, you know, the hoe tool, the one that's just a little flat blade. Yeah, that's a fun fact for you for today.
Hold on, what
Hoe
the
cakes.
fuck?
H-O cakes. Hoe cakes. Look it up.
What the fuck
Used
are
to
you
be
talking about?
pancakes.
No.
Yes.
That's not true.
I hope you're looking up in your little Google machine you got there, young man. Let's do this.
I'm really
6 months younger than me. Let's go.
Did you just say that? Hold up, pancakes.
Hoe cakes.
Hold up.
Pancakes
What is it?
used to be
Pancakes?
hoe cakes.
Be called.
Hoe
You're
cakes.
lying, bro.
No, I ain't. Even General George Washington used to serve his troops hoe cakes back in the day.
No, man.
Hoe cakes for hoe cakes.
See, okay, so I've heard Johnny cakes.
Yeah, Johnny cakes. Flapjacks, Johnny cakes,
flapjacks, girdle cakes, buckwheat.
Yeah.
I've heard those. Never heard hoe cake. That's in my life. I've never heard of a hoe cake.
But now you see,
cook it on a garden hose.
Yeah,
that's some white
the garden hoe.
shit.
The garden hoe. You know what I'm saying? The one that's the flat blade shit with the big long wooden handle. It literally is shaped like this.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, they used to cook them shits over the fire like that. Hoe cakes.
Yo, this is the weirdest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life, bro.
Man, I can't believe you ain't finding it.
White people. No, I found it. I'm still doing work, but
it's absurd, right?
Yeah, well, who the fuck was the genius behind that one?
I don't know. I thought it was Washington, maybe, but obviously it was probably around before him. But see, like I said, hoe cakes.
It did say no, but I did see that. It did say that, but it comes. But and this is, you know, what's funny to me? The first blog that came up, Kansas City Kate's Kitchen.
But ironically, you have hoe cakes that are the little pancakes, but that's also what you can call a whore's vagina. Also a hoe cake. That's white trash humor for you, but I had to do it.
Nah, so yeah, how the fuck did you find that out, bro? Like, what the fuck?
My mind is full of useless shit that serves me no purpose in life, but I just fucking know it, man. I just know it.
What was your day like that you was like, yo, where the fuck did pancakes come from?
I knew stupid shit like that. I just recently found out that like C-sections might have long-term implications on humankind because they're birthed differently. So yeah, so I found this out the other day. Humans were so used to natural birth that it just was part of their thing. On the way out, you tend to swallow a lot of the fluids, which are actually really good for you as a baby, help you build up antibodies. But with the prevalence of C-sections, that's changed. And so now they're like, we don't know what's going to happen to humans in the next 100 years because they're not getting the same nutrients. My mind is full of useless shit like that serves zero purpose in life.
But I'm going to be honest,
like
bro.
This.
I don't think, I think that's a little different, bro. Like, you need to ask, your wife has had a kid. Ask your wife. I don't think a lot of people go into surgery like, you know what I want? C-section. Let me get this over with. Just give me a C. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, most of the time, that's the last resort. Most C-sections are a last resort.
Some
you know
women schedule that shit nowadays for convenience, bro.
No,
They
not
do
for
the
conve- they said-
inducing and they do the inducing and C-section because they either had one before or they're like, I don't want to do the what's the
Yeah, but if you
the shit
you
where they
had
got to
one
cut the
before-
girl's taint, the episiotomy. There we go. Because they get the
fuck?
tearing when it tears down there.
Oh
and
yeah,
they gotta,
yeah.
And they got to cut
You never,
the extra little thing. I think they call that the
it's
episiotomy.
no coming back. No coming back from that. No,
Yeesh.
no coming back from your asshole being cut open, baby.
They extended. They basically just extended the taco to a burrito.
No, I think like most women don't want a C-section though. I don't.
know.
I think like and I remember when River was born, they like and I'm not having another kid, so I will never be able to like to make sure this is correct what the doctor said. But but they changed up how they do the C-section so that if you do if you do have to have an emergency C-section on your first one, you don't automatically have to get it again.
Right.
Because I think that was the old way of the thing. Like
that was the old way.
Yeah, if you caught a C-section, you had to do a C-section.
Well, because it was how they cut you or some shit. Yeah, I don't know anything about women.
Yeah, let's make sure that's clear to all the ladies that might hear this episode.
I just know how to yeet,
you
skeet
fucking
around the women.
assholes.
That's it. I have proof that I know how to skeet in women because I have a walking receipt. That's the only.
I'm still mad at you on
evidence.
that post, bro. I was like, yo, this dude is wild right now, bro.
That's the kind of stupid shit that honestly just floats around in my head all day. Like, I think of stupid stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna say today is skeet receipt day.
Yeah, that one was wild, bro. I'm gonna be honest with
Mother's
you.
Day, aka skeet receipt. That shit's got a ring to it.
Does it though? Yeah. Does it though, Terrance? Does it have a ring to it?
I feel like this needs to be a clip now that you're challenging me on this, and we need to kind of ask the people, like, because I got a pretty positive response about my skeet receipt day.
Did you though?
I did.
Nobody liked your skeet receipt day, bro.
Yes, they did. Skeet receipt is perfect. I got a walking skeet receipt. You got a walking skeet receipt.
No, I don't, son. I have a walking lovely fucking yeah, damn.
You have a wonderful daughter that also happens to be your skeet receipt.
Receipt? No, that's my receipt that says I'm not a virgin. That's what that is. That's my
skeet receipt.
No, but you skeet like nigga. I skeet every 2 days in a fucking fucking napkin.
But you also have a receipt where that skeet went to say Eddie did in fact skeet where it counts.
Oh my Lord Jesus Christ! He skeeted where it counted. He can get the job done, dude. I said that to no. I heard that joke, but then I've been hearing which we're gonna get into.
Oh, we're gonna talk about jokes. You want to talk about jokes?
Yeah, we gotta get into that. But I saw so many comics doing this one joke, but I remember seeing it on TV, so I was like, I know where the fuck y'all got it from, dumbass. What was it? Oh, when you meet a chick that has babies, you know she fucking.
Oh, I swear here's the thing. You've encountered my dad. Old. You've encountered my dad a few times. This is 100% true. That was a part of my sex talk from my father.
Oh, my Lord Jesus Christ.
My dad told me that if I'm going to go out there doing the business, to make sure that I do it with girls that have kids because they're probably not going to want another one. Number one. Number two, you have evidence that they put out. Because... And I'm not sitting here saying my dad is correct. Obviously, my dad's going to get us all in trouble. And I'm here.
Your father's the worst of us. Your father's the worst of us.
And I love it.
That's why I love Lauren.
he tells me, he's like, man, just make sure you wrap your shit because I'm not going to be taking care of no damn kids. And I was like, okay.
I love Lauren.
And he's like, live by the 4 F's in life. All right, find them, finger them, fuck them, forget them. That's it. And then that's when he went into the mom deal, and I'm like, oh, so basically you're just gonna fucking. Do some 2 Live Crew on me, Dad. All right.
Yo, I fucking love Lauren, bro. That dude is fucking amazing, son. Like, what? That is my guy, $100,000. And one of the first people to fucking love the podcast. So, haha.
He does love the podcast. Stay sharing it when he gets online. He don't be getting online like that no more, but he loves me. He be loving this shit. But my
He
dad's
loves
got
me,
jokes. That's where I get my jokes from. But speaking
Well,
of jokes,
that
Eddie,
explains a lot. That
but
explains
speaking
a
of
lot.
jokes, Eddie.
No, yeah. Speaking of jokes, you be stealing your fucking father's jokes. Like,
No, I don't. I do talk about my dad though. Yeah.
like Leslie was stealing fucking Precious jokes. So if you haven't heard, ladies and gentlemen, a comedian that we have had on the show,
I'm a Get in Trouble alumni.
I'm gonna get in trouble alumni, Precious Hall,
Mhm.
who today basically put out a post on Instagram showing another person who we hope to have on the podcast one day that now has to explain what happened.
I do want to ask the question.
Gotta ask that question of what happened. But
She stole a
Precious
joke,
has
it
made
appears. It appears.
it appears like she stole a joke. It could be the joke is common. It could be we haven't really worked with Patrice as comedians, but as what is coming through the networks, there's Precious. I'm sorry. I did say Patrice.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's a different comic.
I was like,
not only she gets jokes stolen, she getting her name changed out this bitch. No. So Precious Hall. So what's coming through the wire is
you can find her Precious Hall comedy on Instagram.
Please find her.
She's
very funny.
Post. Very funny.
And
very
she
talented.
has a very good podcast.
Love her energy.
She has used this theme of what did Dick do for years now.
She has shirts of this stuff.
She has shirts.
Has merchandise.
Yes.
With this tag on it for years now.
The argument, and as I have spoken about on this podcast, I have a very popular joke that I do that is also on shirts. And I remember doing the joke in front of said person, not on stage. I was talking. So said person might not have known that it was actually a joke. Blah, 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 blah. We can go down the fucking path. Either way, said person is now doing a joke fairly similar to my joke. So the argument that is coming through the wires is that Leslie was also the same way. Like Leslie was doing this joke for years, and now that she got a special, she put the joke out on special. Mm-hmm. And as it goes with comedy, whoever gets it to TV first wins.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that so long ago, and it's like it has not changed.
Yeah.
And whoever gets it to TV first wins. I have another friend who is very known, has a special in which he does a joke that I've heard him do for many years. And then somebody came behind and then posted their version of the same joke that they've been doing for many years. So it does get tricky. This is not an easy thing to just be putting out there that people, you know what I'm saying, took your stuff. So I mean, what is your thoughts behind this?
So my question initially before I go is, do you think Precious handled it well?
I think she handled it the way that she thought she was supposed to handle it.
Right.
That's the best I can say on it. That's not a politically correct answer.
That's very politically correct answer.
But I'm not trying to be. It's a very it really is that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like she did what she thought she had to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes what you thought you had to do is not right, and sometimes what you thought you had to do is right. Who the fuck am I to tell you that you was fucking wrong? You get what I'm saying?
It's one of those things that you're right. It's extremely hard. And it's really hard to broach the subject too, because you don't know, as a comic who's felt that his joke was done by somebody else before.
Right.
You know the individual. We all know the individual. I had never heard this joke done before. I sat there, I ruminated on it because there was a couple of other comics that were like, "Hey, T, are you seeing this?"
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there like, damn. I didn't know how to handle it because that was my first real-time, in-my-face potential issue.
Right.
And I did what I felt I should do. I did the adult thing. And all I said was, hey, I do something very similar to that, and I've been doing it a while. I'm not saying you stole it. I'm not saying anything other than I have been doing something extremely similar for a while. to see what the reaction would be, because I can read people. I kind of like to see what their reaction is, because a lot of times you can tell when somebody's lying anyways. Right. I don't think the individual was lying. It's just one of those things. And when I found that out, that after the fact, having talked to somebody else, this other individual had been doing a joke similar to me for quite some time, that kind of hit me, because I was like, well, shit, now I don't want this cat to think I was being an asshole when I wasn't trying to be.
Right.
But I also don't want to do that fucking joke anymore, because at that point it's washed to me.
And so that's like, I was told a long time ago, I had a joke that was a very hacky joke. And this is where I think people run into the situation, not this particular incident, but this does happen. People run into a situation where you do a joke that you put your twist on. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is it's a street joke. It could be, everybody's heard the locker room joke of, and I used to do this stupid ass joke too. Would you suck a dick for $1 million? And then everybody does their version.
I think every dude has at least written some semblance of, let me take my spin on that. Yeah.
And so, but the issue when you do that is you sound fucking hacky.
You sound blatant. You don't have a perspective.
You don't have a perspective. You don't have a true perspective. So then, excuse me. So then people are like, yeah. Like, who cares? Who cares about this dude? You know what I'm saying? And like, that's a real thing. That really is a real thing of like, people have these jokes. A lot of people have these jokes. I was talking to another comic about this situation today, and we were saying a lot of people have jokes that they do, and they feel like that joke, because they wrote it in their voice, that
it's now
they don't
theirs. Yeah.
Right. They don't, and they may not see it as other people have done it. You get what I'm saying?
But like, see, that's to be fair though, right? Before we go further, to be very fair, that's almost inherent within comedy too, right? Because they always tell you to be original and don't talk about things that other people talked about. But it's like, we're in 2021. We as comics are very late to this game as far as it is talking about shit. Right. Nothing hasn't been talked about in some capacity. And then when you throw the internet on there, where it's memes and short clips and content creation all the time, and it's people fucking sharking from that, or just taking genuinely funny and trying to make a spin, that becomes part of it, because you kind of are putting your flavor on it. I agree.
So this is, and that's where it goes. That's where it gets really tricky, right? So Mike Stewart, shout out Mike Stewart from Baltimore, always taught me like he doesn't listen to comics because of infected thinking. Same. Infected thinking, if you don't understand it, is when you hear something and you might not acknowledge it. You don't have to acknowledge it. You just hear it. And then you're in a sense of trying to write jokes.
You might not even know you really heard it like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And then when you start writing the joke, boom, it's in your fucking head. So and because you thought of it outside of the arena of where you heard it, inside of your head, you're like, oh, I just wrote a really good joke.
Yeah.
Right. And so you get a situation. Alex Brown, one of my really good friends in comedy, Alex Brown, and I just saw this last Thursday. This is not even a joke. I just saw this last Thursday. I do one of my jokes, and I'll say it now because I can't do it anymore. But I used to do a joke, and one of my jokes, I say, if you give me your ID at the door, right, like I'm gonna fucking rob you. I know where you're not, right? I would say this shit all the time. 2 years ago, I started doing that part of the joke, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, but I don't really use it a lot. I throw it every blue moon, whatever. 2 years ago, Alex has sent me something on Twitter. I'm never on Twitter. Something happened that when I hit my phone, something happened in news that when I hit my phone to read it, it was on Twitter. So I opened up my Twitter account and I was like, oh shit, I don't never look at this shit. And then in mentions, Alex had mentioned me and was like, hey, Eddie Liles, right? And it was Roy Wood Jr., who I've never met and I don't watch. He literally, and I don't follow. I never seen this tweet before. Mm-hmm. He tweeted it. if you do security, he said, I wish I could do security because if people ever handed me their ID, I would just rob them because I know that they're not home.
Yeah.
It's too similar to the joke that I was doing. So what happens is, I don't know if me and Roy heard it from somebody else or we saw it somewhere or whatever the case. I just know that I wrote that part of the joke when I created my security joke.
Here's
what I'm saying? Like, I already knew that.
Here's the shitty part, though, too, right? Is as realistic as a possibility as all that could be, that it's all matters of happenstance and chance and everything else.
Right.
There has also been a proven record of established comics sharking shit off of lower level comics like us, whether it be from Instagram pages, YouTube channels, Facebook posts, Twitter posts, and everything. They shark it because they have the name, they have the clout to get it up on the platform and on TV. And whatever you thought of, it ain't yours no more. And whether people want to admit that that's a thing or not, that's a very real fucking thing. And there was a very public incident 15 or so years ago with Joe Rogan and Carlos Mencia with that ordeal. Even Robin Williams, right? Robin Williams, among the comedy community, was notorious for joke thievery. Now, some people would say it's because he did the stream of consciousness, so it's probably a lot of that congruent thinking, whatever. But let's not pretend like there's not. Dennis Leary is one that's been documented having sat in the back of the club and stole shit. Straight up, outright stole shit, because what are you going to do?
Yeah, and
what
I mean, the one of the famous stories is about Joan Rivers, who famous comic, TV personality, fucking sat in a room, told asked the comic, said, "Hey, I really like your joke. I want to use your joke." And the comic said, "No, that's one of my best jokes. I want to keep it." And she was like, "So I can pay you for it?" Or like, you know what I'm saying? Dave Chappelle talked about it in one of his Instagram, not Instagram, YouTube.
Or I'll take it.
I can pay you, I'd take it.
Yeah.
And that comic was also from DC, and I've heard the story about that. Of who it was. But that's just what it is. Like, that's how comedy works. So it's like the robbery part, no, it shouldn't be there. Everybody knows that. We're one of the few people that have copyright infringement, who can't use copyright infringement because we work on stage. You know what I'm saying? We work
they have yet to codify intellectual property as well at this point. That's a key hindrance. And that's, in all honesty, as much as I don't like that, I get why they don't have that one right now, because it's fucking almost impossible to do that.
You can't. Yeah, because if you say, all right, if you say like, we talked about what's the white girl? Taylor Swift. Yeah. Remember she re-recorded her album?
Right.
And she re-recorded her album and just changed the tones and the beats behind her songs to make them so much different from her original ones that they couldn't do it. So you run into that situation. Right. If you don't know when, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like I talk different than you talk. So if you and me and you both write a joke right now, we both can do the joke and it wouldn't sound the same.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So you have that situation. So do I think Precious like got the joke stolen or stole a joke? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say that I definitely know. What I am going to say is the jokes are very similar, right?
It does look suspicious.
It does look, but I don't know who originated it, but I know the joke. Does that make sense? Like, I've heard it before from not even those two. And I don't know when Leslie taped it, and I don't know when Precious came up with it. Yeah. So I don't know if somebody stole it from them. It's just one of those things that it does suck because it could be conscious thinking or it could be infected thinking, and nobody knows. But I will be honest, the way Precious had did it before Leslie taped her special, the way Precious did it, the acting, the movements, and all of that shit matched up all the fucking way.
Yeah, and that's where it gets really suspect, because if it's 95% of the same joke, I tend to even give a little bit of a leeway of saying that's fucking fishy, but that last 5% is at least you use salt and pepper rather than garlic, salt, and oregano. All right, got it. You did it. You
right,
made it your own. Even though I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have made the dish that way. All right, got it. It gets really fishy when the mannerisms come along the same way, and the delivery of the line is the same emphasis, right? Because you kind of had that with Amy Schumer and some of Patrice O'Neal's jokes.
Yeah, but they wrote together. And so that one was even more sketchy because it was a known fact. And this is one of the things that ran into Andrew Schultz and Kevin Hart's situation. A lot of these comics nowadays, which is another reason why I don't like it, right? Like, and everybody talks shit about me when I say it, but this is one of the main reasons why I don't like the shit. Kevin Hart tried to do a show, was about to do a show fairly similar to Andrew Schultz's show. Very similar to Andrew Schultz's show. Was called the same thing. It was shit. It was basically Andrew Schultz was doing a show where he taught the comics and they talked about jokes. They worked out jokes that they didn't normally use. So it might be a joke that they thought was super funny in the moment, but they've never put it on stage because it just didn't come out the correct way.
Right.
And so Kevin was doing a similar joint, and Kevin called it the same exact thing. The issue is that Kevin didn't come up with the idea. Somebody else in Kevin's team came up with the idea. And so Kevin shut everything down. Like, this show had got announced and everything. Kevin shut the whole thing down. And Andrew was like, I commend him because I don't think people understand how much time it takes to greenlight a show. Yeah. His show was already greenlight. They already got commercials out, and he shut it down because he had saw that I did it first. Now, to that point, I've still heard of people talking about Kevin's team stealing people's shit. So it's like, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if the comic themselves heard it, because most of these comics are not out anymore, right? When you get to a certain level, you're not out that much anymore.
And let's be honest, how many of them have writers? Not all of them are writing themselves, right?
That was my point.
We've talked about that before. We talked about that before, right? Because at that point, that's when I said I feel like it was. We were talking about it during the specials thing because we disagreed on the specials. I said I feel like the whole thing cheapens the art of comedy, which I still do. I understand it. I don't like it, and I do think it cheapens it. With all of that, they absolutely have teams of people, and some of them are just writers, constantly writing. But you also don't know what those guys are doing, right? Because they're still subject to the same humanistic shit we're accustomed to. So they can get some of that congruent thinking coming through, all of the same stuff. True. It gets dicey, but that's part of this fucking whack-ass, crazy-ass, shitty-ass, fun-ass business, right? Like, it's just part of it.
It's the shitty part of the business, man.
Yes.
So yeah, I hope everything works out. Like, I've seen this happen too many times.
Yeah.
And it's just I'm talking about not just people stealing jokes. I'm saying like people who put out somebody stole their joke.
That's the thing that I was hoping you'd go here. Yes, please.
I've never seen it. I've never seen anything come from it.
I've never seen it end well.
Yeah, like, I mean, it normally just ends and nobody knows how the fuck it ended. It just went away.
I know
it was just gone.
There was one that was prominent in the Baltimore area, which names I'll omit for now, because I'm not going to air out people's business again. But there was that one that was prominent. Right. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yes.
And the individual that made the initial accusations just got shat on. Right. Because the other individual had a shitload of followers and loyalists. I mean, that's the only way I can put it. They were very loyal to what they were a fan of.
But you gotta be honest about the shit. The joke has been done multiple fucking times.
I completely agree. I completely agree. But on the subject of ever bringing that up, that's why I was hesitant to even bring mine up in that instance. Because I didn't want to burn bridges, especially if it was something I'm not 100% certain on. But I couldn't just sit in silence, because kind of like that quote I shared the other day, man, when you have something to say, silence becomes a lie. And I wholeheartedly believe that. So I felt I had something to say. I wanted to be very adult about it. I don't know that even then that I handled it the right way, because maybe the best thing to do in that moment is just to be like, well, ain't nothing but 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it. I got to write and do more. I mean, maybe that really is the fucking answer, but it's a weird thing to navigate. So when you see that people do get shit on, is it worth it?
Get shit on. Get shit on.
Yeah,
your ass. Your ass. Get shit on.
I mean, because then it gets fucking relegated into the whole, like, from the one Baltimore incident, bitch, you're just trying to get fame and stuff that ain't yours, and you're trying to bite this, and it's like, I don't want that, man. Like, I got enough shit I got to deal with. I've got enough stuff I'm trying to be funny about. I don't want that.
To close this one out, Eddie Bryant told me a long time ago, if somebody stole your joke, then you can't do nothing about it. Write a better joke. And Eddie Bryant, and when I'm telling you, I saw the pain in Eddie's eyes when he said this shit, because somebody did his joke on a special, and it is one of the jokes that people literally quote, and Eddie did it first. Yeah. And Eddie did it in front of him on a taping that didn't come out.
Yeah.
So not only did Eddie do the joke first, he did it on a taping that this person was at. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the taping didn't come out, and then this dude taped his special. His special came out, and it was one of the prominent jokes inside of the special. It is like, and it's almost hurtful. It's almost to a T, because the dude's not from DC, and the joke is about people in DC, where Eddie's from. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it was one of those joints where it was just like, damn, bro. He's like, listen, I've had people take jokes. What can you do right now? You get what I'm saying? So, make a better joke.
I wholeheartedly believe
that's what it comes down to.
That really does come down to, because if nothing else, I think that should be a learning experience for you to say, okay, it happened. I learned business-wise, this is what it is. I learned this shit happens. But then you learn how to adjust and adapt your funny to keep pressing on. Because if somebody can take a joke that you find is one of yours and you feel really good about it, you feel some type of way, you're like, man, this is one of my jokes. If you can scrap that because of any reason, let alone the fact that somebody stole it, and come back with better jokes, I imagine no scenario where that doesn't make you a better comic.
Right. I agree with you on that one, brother. Yeah. I really do agree with you on that one. All right, what's the next subject? What we got, baby? What we got?
Let's talk about
all this pancake shit.
Let's talk about my guy that was running from the cops down there in Houston. I don't even remember all the details to the story. I just know there was a dude in Houston that was in some trouble, was about to get busted or was getting arrested, and the dude said, fuck it, and let out a tiger. A fucking tiger. I'm not saying like a stuffed tiger. I'm not even saying like one of those big ass Bengal cats that's like 2 feet taller than a house cat and they're kind of nasty. No, a full grown ass tiger. And that was, I want to say that was like middle of April. That tiger has been on the loose since until today. Today, the tiger was caught. My question to you, my man.
Hold on. How long was the tiger gone?
Like I want to say it was at least 2 weeks. I know it was at least 2 weeks. Had to have been at least 2 weeks.
I just got tigers in Houston running around for 2 weeks.
And so they just catch this tiger. What do you do if you step outside your house for your morning stretch, or you shit, man, I got to go to work, and then bam, there's a fucking tiger across the street? I'm going to tell you, it's going to look like somebody melted a fucking Hershey bar in my underpants, my guy. Like, I am shitting myself immediately.
No, you let go of the tiger, bro. I am shooting everything I have in my gun. I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you, bro. I'm shooting everything I have in my gun.
I feel like
out of your fucking mind, bro.
I feel like there's part of me that I feel like I try to coax it my way to see if it's house trained. Like, I feel like there's just a small part of me that would want to see if I can get like a collar around it and then make it my own. Because
listen, this is why black people make fun of Africans, right? Because it's like when they be pulling, when we be seeing Africa, we like, oh, them motherfuckers be running with tigers and shit. We don't do that shit, bro.
Bullshit. Bullshit. There's a
black
magazine cover. There's a magazine cover with Mike Tyson
shit,
with a tiger on a chain, and he's standing there like this.
Mike Tyson ain't normal, bro. Mike Tyson not normal, bro. You can't use Mike Tyson against.
He's still black. That just defeated everything of what you just said.
No, bro. Yes. Listen, Mike Tyson different, bro.
Mike Tyson's Mike Tyson.
Tyson.
I dare you to tell Mike Tyson to his face he ain't black enough. You would never.
No. I'm not gonna tell him he's not black enough. I'm gonna say, bro, you different. Don't bring that shit to me.
You would say that very respectfully. You'd be like, you are different,
very respectful,
sir.
You different, bro.
I think you're different in a good way, sir.
Nah, I think you just different. Fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, nah, fam. I'm good on the tiger shit, my guy.
And we're talking a full-grown tiger, bro.
I'm good on that tiger shit, bro. I don't fuck with the tiger shit, bro. That's just not. I mean, I'm being honest with you. That's not my cup of tea.
What do they say? They can jump 20 feet in the air vertically.
No, I'll never forget. Joe Rogan did a show.
From Joe Rogan had jumped it.
When the motherfucker jumped it, and he said, "That is a fucking monster.
That is a predator."
That was literally that was when I was like, "Oh, I like Joe Rogan," and I stayed with Joe. Like, nigga, are you out of your?
I think that special was when I became a fan of his comedy in general. Was that?
Yeah, bro. I'm not fucking. You're out of your fucking mind, bro. How did a tiger chasing you?
How did this dude get the tiger in the first place? Like,
motherfucker, it's fucking Texas. The motherfuckers get everything, bro.
True. They got like wild zebras and shit out there.
No, they got more. I think they said it's more motherfucking
big cats.
Yeah, it's more big cats in Texas than there are in the fucking wild, bro. There are more cats in Texas than there are in the fucking wild.
Could you imagine if, like, tomorrow something happened and like every security system went down and then every tiger and lion that's there just got out?
What?
Just got out in Texas.
I'm out.
I'm moving more states away.
Yeah, I'm out.
I don't even care that I'm several states away. I'm moving further the fuck away. Because, you know, I actually recently found out Jaguars have been slowly making their way up from Central America up through Mexico. They've been spotting wild-ass jaguars in Arizona and Texas along the fucking border because they're such nomadic cats. And then here's the thing, right? This is what they said in the documentary, Eddie. This. I'm not quoting, but I'm paraphrasing, and I'm going to keep this as accurate as possible. He said the one thing you could look forward to is if you ran into a wild jaguar and you couldn't scare it off, is it's so deadly it'll kill you fucking immediately. Bitch, that's nothing to look forward to. Like, I want to.
Hold on, what?
That's exactly what he said. He said, look, if you can't scare it off, which you probably can't because jaguars aren't really afraid of shit, you can at least look forward to the fact that they make kills in 6 seconds and less. And I was like, I think you and I need to define what looking forward to something actually means, because that's not my definition, bro. Like, 6 seconds? Well, shit, I was hoping for 30. No, motherfucker. Like, I'm trying to stay alive away from jaguars in general. But you want to be like, but if it got you, it'd kill you in 6 seconds. So there's that.
But if they do, though. But I mean, they won't take that long to kill you. But what if they do, though?
I'm like, I seen that video when that fucking jaguar jumped from the tree into the water to then grab the crocodile and drag that bitch out the water and take it up.
The motherfuckers don't play games, bro.
They play zero games. They give zero fucks, and they're afraid of nothing. No, I'm cool.
Nothing.
I don't need that shit. So to know that they got wild nomadic ones in Arizona, lady was like, "Oh, we should go to Arizona because I'm stationed there. It's nice." I'm cool. Don't need it. No, you were stationed there like 15 years ago. It's changed. You don't need that in my life.
Yeah. Listen, only thing I'm telling you, bro, again, is if a tiger comes out, if a dude lets his tiger go, Peter is not gonna like me. Okay? Because I'm shooting everything I have in my gun at that motherfucker.
You're not even gonna be looking. You're just gonna be
No, I'm gonna be looking. I'm gonna be looking. Because my eyes ain't gonna be able to dart off that big motherfucker. I'm shooting the shit out of that joint. You don't remember when fucking Tiger King was on and the tiger grabbed his foot and he had to shoot the motherfucker to get him off? And I think
he shot at
he
it.
shot at him. He didn't want to kill a joint.
I don't know how
bitch?
he had that. I told my wife that. I said, I don't know how he had that self-control.
Bro.
I wouldn't.
He's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he definitely is fucking. I mean,
there's no black people in this entire fucking show.
He's like that hillbilly level of white for sure. So yeah,
dude, they went from Oklahoma, Texas, North Carolina. What other places they go?
You got to give.
Then they went to Vegas.
Yeah,
you did not see one black person in the entire show. Actually, nope. Take back. They had one. They had one black girl. That one, I think she was like light skinned too, so she don't even count.
Hey man,
we don't. When it comes to tigers, we don't count.
All I'm hearing you say, man, is illegal tiger trading needs an equal opportunity program, so we can have equal representation. That's all I'm hearing.
All I'm saying is,
let's cut the racism out of illegal tiger trade. Let's get more black people in that business, please. Please.
Oh, it's black people. It's black people. It's not African Americans in it. Oh, it's black people in it. Oh, it's some black people in it. It's some niggas. It's definitely some niggas in this fucking shit. It's definitely some niggas in that shit. Yeah, ain't no African Americans. Ain't no. And if it is, it's Charles. It's it's James. Like
his name is Charles. He goes by Chaz, even as a black dude. You're like,
right, Chester. It's a Chester, nigga. Fuck you talking about? That nigga either grew up around all white people. It ain't no niggas from New York, DC. It was now niggas in New York, DC. They'll be like, man, it'll be cool if I had a tiger. Everybody, I know a lot of people that say that shit, but don't realize that like you can go buy a tiger for like 10 bands, bro. Less than a car. Less than a car. You can go buy a tiger right now.
You sure seem to know a lot about tiger trade for African American that isn't supposedly in this tiger trade.
Again, every African American dude I know would buy a tiger, but they wouldn't buy a tiger.
I mean, you sure seem to know a lot, Eddie. I'm just saying.
A lot of motherfuckers would come out here and be like, man, I'd buy a tiger. If I had the money, I'd take a tiger right now.
No, you're over here giving details. You're like, hey, it actually costs less than a car, man. It's only like $10,000. There's like a 4-day waiting period.
You know where I learned all that shit from? You know where I learned that shit from? Tiger King. From crazy ass Tiger King Joe, whatever the fuck his name is.
Joe, the dude that bagged like the white trash Batista is like one of his husbands.
The gay God out there.
How he got the white trash Batista and that whole ordeal is still insane. Nigga. Like, how are you that crazy and good at what you do that you apparently talk to dude gay? Like, I don't.
I got a pimple underneath my nose. No, yeah. Two, no. Not just talk to dude gay. 2 of them at the same time, baby.
Married them both.
And they weren't even gay. They was fucking chicks on the side. And which is how, never mind, I'm not going to do that joke. But I just watched, so it's a Netflix show out there that you got to watch, bro.
What is it?
Halston.
Oh, that's the Ewan McGregor joint. I seen a couple of previews about it, right?
Yes. First off, didn't know Ewan McGregor was gay. And if he's not, he's fucking that great of an actor. That dude's gay. I don't care. I'm just saying.
I only saw like a couple of clips on it.
You gotta watch.
He's a fashion designer, right?
Halston, actually Roy Halston.
Yeah, you hear him? What? He's up there screaming, "Daddy!" He's been going berserk lately.
Yeah, and mommy's mom. I saw your wife like was in and out. So, no. So fucking Halston. Great fucking show. It talks about like, so Halston is Roy Halston. So like was one of the biggest fashion designers in America.
Okay. Yeah.
Sold his name to a company, right? He sold his name. Like he basically, they wanted to use his name because he made his name his brand. And this is why I don't do my name as my brand. So his name is his brand. When he did that, he also like was having problems. Not mental. He wasn't crazy. But he was like pushing people away. He was very, he had a big ass ego. He was very arrogant. He was very like destructive. He was
like
very
a Freddie Mercury then.
I didn't watch what's the name? I never watched Bohemian Rhapsody.
So I mean, they didn't really go into it in Bohemian Rhapsody, but just reading up on the stories after the fact, Freddie Mercury was like that. You know, he was very eccentric, very eclectic, had that, and very difficult to work with at times. And some thought, you know, that was part of the dichotomy of being gay while having to play straight in that society. So is that kind of
no? Because he didn't play straight, baby. That man did not play straight. That motherfucker was gay and out there. Now he didn't talk about it. He wasn't like I got a lover and all that shit. Because even like the dude that he was dating for the longest time tried to blackmail him because he had tapes on him and all this other shit. The show is good simply because it was like a warning show, like never sell your name. And you know what I'm saying? Like never say your name. Because like he was like, I don't ever want to feel unprotected or out of the know, or you know what I'm saying? So many different things.
Yeah.
And the guy sold his company off, or was trying to sell his company off, got him into JCPenney, right? He was in all these JCPenney's. And like he was like the biggest, like I said, the biggest fashion designer in America. But he sold his name. So when he didn't want to do certain shit, he had to because they had his name. And he was difficult. So as soon as he was difficult, they basically found the way to get him out of the company. So his name and like paid him like $1 million a year. So it was like, yo, you should be happy. You're getting paid $1 million a year and you don't have to do shit.
You don't have to do nothing. Just exist.
But and this is the most powerful part of this whole fucking show. He said, I sold my name for nothing. Right? And his friend said, Halston, it wasn't for nothing. You got paid tens of millions of dollars. He said, yes, it was for nothing because I would pay double it to get it back.
That's period. And that is part of that thing that we were talking about that adds to the complexity of that go, you know, with the big companies, or you keep your shit. That's that stuff to where if you're not in a position to where you have any bargaining room, you might have to think about passing up the thousands, hundreds of thousands, whatever dollars up front, because obviously they wouldn't be approaching you if you didn't have something fucking marketable.
Right.
That to me, that's a huge thing. I think it harkens to Chappelle's show, stuff like that, Taylor Swift, all of that. If you've got something that somebody wants, they want it for a fucking reason. Don't sell yourself short, man. Keep your shit.
Y'all, ladies, treat yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, we out of here.
With it. That's why I'm mad with it. With it. That's why I'm mad with it. Straight out the trap with it. Whatever you want, whatever you need, it's on tab. Get it. That's why I'm mad with it. That's why I'm mad with it.